sweatshirt is a smuggler. And tonight, he will be caught on tape trying to smuggle drugs into the country. Methamphetamine, hidden in 2 plastic bottles in his shoulder bag.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime.
The kind of activity that will later lead candidate Donald Trump to call for tougher border security.
We have some bad hombres here, and we're gonna get them out.
The target on this night is a high school student, 16-year-old Cruz Velasquez of Tijuana, believed to be making his very first run as a smuggler. Over the next 1 hour and 38 minutes, this video, now obtained by 2020, 3.5 years after it happened, will show for the first time in gripping detail just how far U.S. border officers will go in an encounter that will end up as a matter of life and death on the border.
16-year-old children will do things that are very stupid.
Gene Iredale is the lawyer hired by the young man's family to sue the government.
Cruz was recruited, we believe, as a mule. Here, we'll give you $100 or $200 if you just take these bottles across the border.
827, Alpha 35. Whiskey 8 to Whiskey 15.
The border between Southern California and Mexico is a place where U.S. agents face a culture of smuggling that no wall has ever stopped.
All these squares, all these repairs that you see are where the smugglers cut the fence in order to cross migrants or drugs.
The cartels have also used elaborate tunnels to go under the border. Catapults. The young man expects to be able to quickly get through customs with a special border crossing pass. It's for those who regularly cross the border for work or for quick trips of a few days. But not tonight for Velasquez, to the everlasting regret of his sister.
I know that my brother, he made his choice. It wasn't a good choice, I know.
6:41 now, and things are already going bad. Instead of a quick clearance, Velasquez is stopped at what's called the primary inspection position, where he appears nervous, and the desk officer becomes suspicious. And soon Velasquez is escorted to what's called soft secondary for fuller scrutiny and questioning. Things are about to get worse as he comes face to face with CBP, Customs and Border Protection, officers Adrian Perillon on the right and Valerie Baird on the left, who both will later be accused in a lawsuit of outrageous conduct that put this young man's life in jeopardy.
Miss Baird, what were you taught was the role of a CBP officer at the port of entry?
That we inspect passengers and conveyances and baggage and enforce immigration customs laws.
Officer Perillon, you received training in controlled substances, is that right?
Yes, we did.
You learned what methamphetamine is?
Yes.
The methamphetamine in Cruz Velasquez's shoulder bag is just a small part of a multi-billion-dollar criminal business driven by a growing demand in the U.S. for the highly addictive drug. As depicted in the television series Breaking Bad, it is a drug made or cooked from chemicals. Incredibly profitable.
$672,000.
All of it?
No. Each.
Each.
7:04 now, and Officer Baird opens Velasquez's bag to pull out the 2 bottles inside. In the preceding months, CBP became aware of a new smuggling technique for methamphetamine, dissolving the powdered form in a concentrated liquid solution.
You were suspicious of that bottle, were you not?
Not at the time.
But the video suggests otherwise. As Baird and Perillon look closer, they seem to suspect something is not right.
This smaller bottle is supposed to be black tea, and the larger bottle is supposed to be apple juice, and yet you can see that the liquid in the two looks exactly the same. So they know that there's something funny, there's something fishy. You handled the bottles repeatedly and looked at them repeatedly, did you not?
Correct.
You noted that the 2 bottles had a fluid that was syrupy and viscous, right?
Correct.
Now the agents are about to make a fateful decision about how to handle this nervous teenager and the two suspicious bottles. At this point, if they're suspicious of what's in the bottles, the former head of Internal Affairs at Customs and Border Protection, James Tomczyk, says officers are taught a set protocol for just such situations.
If they truly suspected there was a controlled substance in the bottle, they should have conducted a field test.
They have the equipment available to do a field test?
Absolutely.
Am I correct that at the port of entry, there are available the test kits, the reagents that you need to do tests?
Yes, there is.
And all you had to do if you wanted to use one was to ask?
You could get one yourself.
You could go and get one yourself.
But the two officers don't go and get one themselves. Instead, they seem to encourage, or at least permit, the 16-year-old to do his own test, to drink it.